What's up, guys? It's the Wolf here, and today I wanted to go over something that I don't think is being touched on enough in the gaming landscape right now, and it's just the lackluster of a year that we've gotten so far. If you want to look at it realistically, this year, yeah, you might be asking yourself, well, we've had Game Pass launches almost every month. We've had, releases sprinkled through. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that's a fact, but I think that people are in a mindset that they can just you pick up, play, drop, pick up, play, drop. You don't really, it's like we're all adults and we can afford to just buy shit. And then I don't know what is happening in the mind of gamers, but it's like we don't have the resilience of judging a game to its max. So I think, if you want to look at it realistically, January didn't have much. We had a Pokemon game and an Uncharted remake. February had Horizon and Elden Ring. That was probably the peak so far. Those were two pretty good games. You get March, we had the Gran Turismo debacle with the microtransactions that were terrible. You had Tiny Tina Wonderland and Ghostwire Tokyo that had like a niche fan base. Kirby and the Forgotten Land was the biggest game in March because obviously the Switch is selling like hotcakes. But then you get to April and it's more disappointments. You get the House of the Dead remake that hardcore House of the Dead fans from back in the day were not satisfied. You did get Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins, which I do still have to check out, but I've heard mixed things on that as well. You get to May, you got Sniper Elite 5, and that was kind of like trumped by Saifu and Trek to Yomi, which were indie titles. One being on Game Pass, which was Trek to Yomi, which is insane. It got more attention than Sniper Elite 5, but I've kind of touched on the past that I've kind of been disconnected from the Sniper Elite franchise. But then you get to June and it's mostly just, we had Mario Breakers, or I think it was Mario Breakers, that came with the lack of content. You had a bunch of 2D fighting games, and then you had MX versus ATV Legends. That was a massive disappointment. So we're all the way into July. And if you want to count July, I'm not a big Xenoblade Chronicles 3 fan, but that was a big game for a lot of people. But, that's it. That's the only game in July. And then you got like F122. You get to August and you had the whole Saints Row misfire. A lot of people were upset about the gameplay with Saints Row. You had Madden 23 in August as well that got obviously roasted just like every year. But then you get to September and, it's the same thing. There's still no games. You got The Last of Us Part 1, which is getting so much attention, next to Steel Rising, which is an actually interesting game and it's new. And, next to The Last of Us Part 1, it's embarrassing that, we're remaking a remake and there's nothing really too outstanding about it, and they're like, yep, $70. I'm like, what? Like, what are you saying? The Last of Us Part 1 should be like $40 for the changes you made, you dicks, But there's not much coming out in September. We got Session Skate Simulator. Like, I don't know where the hell that's going. Or Splatoon 3 if you're into that. But, the average gamer isn't going to be into Splatoon 3 like crazy. I know there are Splatoon fans, but, so far we're all the way into September, almost the end of September, with no games, almost nothing. We got that Metal Hellslingers coming out at the end of this month on Game Pass, but other than that, not much for September. Then you start to get into October, it starts to heat up. You get Gotham Knights, Victoria 3 is going to PC, Bayonetta 3 is going to the Switch, Modern Warfare 2 is coming out, Game Pass is getting a couple games with Scorn and A Plague Tale Requiem, so that's all interesting, but not too much, but it's a decent bit. You get to November and it's more I feel like it's less but more at the same time, because you get Humankind is going to Game Pass, which I want to check out. You also got Skull and Bones, Sonic Frontiers, Company of Heroes 3, The Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me, Evil West, Warhammer 40k, Dark Tide, and God of War Ragnarok. There's also this game called Gungrave Gore, which I gotta check out. I'm not too familiar with. But yeah, November has a shitload, but it's not really it's pretty much just like the side passes of everything. You know, other than Company of Heroes, all these games are kind of like new in regards to the industry in general. But you know, you get to December, still a couple games. You know, you get High on Life, Callisto Protocol, and then you get Marvel Midnight Suns. But that's it. You know, October to December, I'm actually hyped for. But the rest of this year was just disappointing almost in every way, and it's just sad. You know, and I'm kind of nervous for all these other games in November, because I mean, obviously Gotham Knights, if that doesn't perform well, it's going to be criticized very highly and probably drop off really fast if it doesn't have, you know, smooth gameplay like the Arkham series. But you know, I see every other game in October doing decent. Like Bayonetta 3 is probably going to hit it. Victoria 3 is going to hit really hard. I can't wait to pick that one up. Modern Warfare 2, it's going to do awesome. And then obviously the Game Pass games they're on Game Pass. Game Pass is popping. Those games should do decent. But you get to November and all these games, you know, after you go from October, all those big hits, right? And then you go into November, no one's really going to, I feel like, go out of their way to pick up Skull and Bones or Sonic Frontiers, the Dark Pictures Anthology, Evil West. You know, these are all just like passes on the average gamer. You know, they're just like, these games are probably for early next year for some people. So that's kind of worrisome. Also with, you know, Callisto Protocol, if I'm nervous, and I wonder how many people actually know about it or know what it is or anything, because everybody knows what Dead Space is if they're into that type of horror genre. But I'm curious if people are familiar with Callisto Protocol in the same vein. But you know, High on Life obviously is going to do decent on Game Pass, but is it going to do good on, you know, all the other consoles as well? I'm nervous. I'm nervous for gaming in general, just for the fact that these games they're not it, you know. And some of them are, and some of them I feel like even if they are it and they're gonna be big hits for me and a bunch of other people, are the sales gonna be slow and everybody gonna kind of criticize it? And I don't know, it just seems a little worrisome. Tell me what you guys think below in the comments. What games do you think are gonna sell? What games do you think are gonna fail? Let me know. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to join the Wolf Pack. Peace.